This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to Disabled Persons Assembly's Notable Radio Show. DPA is a systemic advocacy organisation run by and for disabled people. DPA is a pan-impaired organisation with members across the country. Over the next half hour, we'll discover how we can work collaboratively to achieve inclusion for all New Zealanders. DPA's Notable Radio Show, a whole new attitude.
Kia ora, my name is Amy Taylor and I am your host here on DPA's Notable Radio. Today's show is a wee bit different. We've got a little guest in today, my daughter Caroline, who's 11 years old, and she's going to be sharing with us a bit about what it's like to live with ADHD as a child. Caroline has been so keen to be on DPA Notable Radio, so we're going to give her a chance today because it's school holidays. She's going to be sharing what it's like to live with ADHD. Often we hear from adults or experts, but it's really important to listen to the perspectives of children themselves. Thank you so much for being brave today, Caroline, and coming in to talk to us.
Thank you, Mum.
Right, Caroline, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and things that you enjoy doing?
Like you said earlier, my name is Caroline. I really enjoy going to school, playing with my friends, and video games. I love outdoor activities. My favourite colour is purple and like teal or turquoise. And I love animals.
Wonderful, Caroline. Thank you for sharing. How would you describe what ADHD feels like to you? Use your own words.
It's hard to explain, but it's like a driving force, like a push on shoulder. It doesn't matter if it's for bad or good what it's pushing me to do. It's the same feeling. It's like a little nudge in a certain direction. It's quite a weird but cool experience.
That's a very interesting perspective, Caroline. I've never heard other people describe it like that. Are there some things that are harder for you because you have ADHD?
I'm not good at concentrating. Unfortunately, I have a quick temper. Is that what it's called?
You do have a quick temper some of the time, but we're working on that, aren't we?
I am not patient, and sometimes I can be patient, like really patient, but most of the time I'm not. It's also hard for me to just think before I act.
Yeah, and what about your bedroom? Is your bedroom always tidy? There's a silence.
One part of it is tidy. One single part.
You do. You struggle.
My empty drawers.
You struggle to keep a bit of order, don't you? I also struggle with that. Are there things that ADHD helps you with or makes you really good at?
One of my teachers said that I'm almost as good as her when understanding the books that she reads to our class. When I'm hyperfixated on something, and it's like I get really concentrated, I just basically get obsessed with it and I understand it, and it's really, really cool. Also, I'm good at certain things with maths. Like, when I was younger, I used to be able to do like multi-digit maths problems just in my head.
Yeah, so there are lots of things that if you really enjoy with ADHD, it can make it easier to do those things,
Yeah.
and you can be more skilled at those things. So the ADHD is not all bad, is it?
I'm also very creative. I don't know if that's the ADHD, but I think it helps with that.
Yeah, I think that lots of people with that are neurodiverse describe being very creative.
So I can.
So what are you thinking about? Use your own words to describe it.
there's a certain word.
And you're struggling to find the word. That's okay. We're going to
Wait. No.
We're going to move on now.
I might just work it out later.
Well, that's all right. You can do that. What kind of support at school or at home makes things easier for you?
At home I've got a lot of toys. My parents are very supportive. At school, both of my teachers are really good at supporting me, and my friends always try and help. I get to bring phones to school, or also like a fidget toy in my pocket. Oh, about the other question, I'm really good at understanding things. Like, I've got a very logical mind.
You have a logical mind. Well, I think that's true. It's strange. Even when Caroline was a teeny tiny little dot, she could make logical conclusions. And I remember, this is a bit of a sad story, but when Caroline's great nana died, Caroline was only 2 years old, and she was immensely curious about the process of death and what had happened and where Nana had gone to. And it was really odd to deal with because children that age typically aren't even able to sort of articulate or make full sentences.
Yeah, like when Nana Loma died, that's what I called her. And I was so curious. I wanted to understand and the whole process of death and why it happened, how it happened.
Yeah, so it's really interesting raising neurodiverse children. They are actually very different, but it's not always in the negative ways that people assume. So how do your friends react when you tell them about ADHD? Do they understand?
I think they try their best to understand, but they can't completely. Like, you can't... Like, I struggle to understand other people with ADHD. People who don't have ADHD, I can't imagine how hard it could be to understand. But they always try their best. They listen to me. They help me calm down. They've recently been trying to help me with my short temper, and mostly they just try and help, but they also get surprised sometimes when I complain about stuff that they find completely normal.
Yeah, that's interesting. Caroline, can you tell me one thing that you would change about how people think about ADHD?
A lot of people think people with ADHD are insane or crazy just because our minds work differently, just because we're different. 1 year I was bullied a lot for it just being different because the other kid, he didn't understand that different is still okay, different is still good. And I wish everyone would just realize different is what makes everyone be able to be them. If we were all the same and there would be no differences, it would be like robots. We would have no personality. The world would be much blander.
I think there's real validity in that, Caroline. I think that our unique differences make the world a more interesting place, and they mean that we can contribute different things. If we were all the same, we'd all have the same ideas, and perhaps we wouldn't actually make any progress because we wouldn't be able to learn from each other.
Exactly. If we were all the same, we might even still be in the Stone Age.
Maybe we would all still be in the Stone Age.
Because no one would have ideas to break through. No one would be able to understand or work out things. Either everyone knows it or no one knows it in that reality.
I see. Do you think neurodiverse people have things to contribute that neurotypical people don't necessarily have?
Yes. Yes, everyone has something to contribute. If their mind works different, if it doesn't, everyone is important to this world and the world that will come in the future.
And do you think because you're only 11 years old, it's really important to think about the future?
Yes, a lot of people think kids shouldn't be considered people just because we're kids. But we're very important because we'll drive through the future. We'll make the future possible. Sure, we'll be building off what the last generation made, but we'll create a whole new reality. We'll be able to make more people. Will be able to have civilization grow.
That's very philosophical of you, Caroline. One of the things I want to talk to you about is your body and how active you are. We were just in Subway having some cookies.
And I was upside down, trolling around, sitting like it was one of those seats where you could sit down or be on the top part. I went on the top bar and climbed up.
And why do you do that, Caroline? Are you aware that you're doing that?
Sometimes I just do it because I feel like I'm going to burst with all the energy I have inside of me. Other times I don't even know what's happening. It's like I'm just there all of a sudden.
Is it hard for you to stay sitting still?
Depends. I could sit still for ages, but I'll still be fiddling. I'll be moving around, and I can sit in the same place, but that doesn't mean I'll stay completely still.
Oh, fair enough. And do you think it's important to stay still? I think that in the past, a lot of teachers thought children needed to stay still to learn. Do you think that's the case?
No. Fidgeting helps me concentrate. Sitting still makes me do it worse.
That's interesting. And what do you fidget with?
I normally bring a fidget school, my clothes, just moving my fingers between each other, like doing random shapes with my tongue in my mouth. Anything, really. In fact, I'm doing it right now without even realizing.
Yeah, that's. I was just noticing how squirmy you were in your seat. I keep having to remind Caroline to come closer to the microphone because she keeps squirming away from it. Yeah, sometimes it is really hard to stay still, but we need to actually realise that for neurodiverse children, staying still is not the be-all and end-all.
It's practically impossible. Moving around helps me concentrate more.
So, yeah, as Caroline said, staying still is not necessarily connected at all to whether they're concentrating or whether they're engaged. Caroline is incredibly engaged with what we're talking about right now.
And I'm currently fidgeting with my toes, hands, and legs, is basically anything that's touching me without realizing it, and it's helping me concentrate more, which a lot of teachers in the past have found incredible. Like, it's some sort of miracle.
And it's one of the things that we do at home. We were talking about supports that help Caroline, and one of the things is that we have lots of spaces where she can move around. She's got a mattress on the floor. We have so we have hard floors in most of our house, but we have big soft mats which she can roll around in.
Yes, it's like carpet, but like squidgier.
So there's these Japanese-style floor mats that she really enjoys just spending time on and being active on.
Mm.
And
I have one in my room and one upstairs.
And we're not fussy about whether she climbs on furniture as long as she keeps safe. Furniture climbing is allowed in our house.
Yeah.
So we just try and make the environment open to how that she actually is and how she behaves, and rather than putting restrictions that are just...
Because when you used to restrict me, I needed to do it more and more, which made the restrictions worse and worse. It was like an endless cycle. You trying to make me stop it made me do it more.
Yeah, so we realised quite early on that Caroline needs to be active, and that need to be active is not a bad thing. We just need to make sure that the environment she's in is a safe environment for being active in. So, Caroline, what advice would you give to another child who's just found out that they have ADHD?
You still matter. Your ideas still matter. It does not define you yet, but it is part of you, and it will always be. You'll never be able to accept yourself if you can't accept that part of you. You are still important, and you're still as much as important as you were before. You still matter, and if anyone thinks you don't matter, they are wrong.
Yeah, and what would you say to a child that was not being very nice to you because they perceived that you were different?
I would say, I am different, but that's a good thing about me. Yeah, and if something's bad going on in your life, that is the reason you mean to me. I'll help you go through it, and we can try and understand each other.
That's a very good answer, Caroline. So you're talking about how people project. Sometimes if
Yes, a lot of people who bully have things that they don't like about their lives, and they project their anger on other people.
Yeah, and that's not very nice. It's not a nice feeling to be bullied, is it?
No.
So, Caroline, now we've talked about some things about ADHD. One other thing that we haven't covered is talking about your medicine. Can you talk a bit about your medicine? I know it's not your favourite thing to talk about.
Are we counting Pediasure as medicine in this?
Well, why do you take Pediasure? What is Pediasure?
I don't know what Pediasure is, to be honest. It's basically a drink I have at school at lunch and at night every day. I think it's because at school my medicine stops me from getting hungry, so I barely eat any of my lunch, and it basically still fills me up, and the Pediasure helps and still makes sure I get my nutrients.
Yeah, so one of the side effects of Ritalin or Rubifen, which is the medication that you're on, to help you with your ADHD, is it's a hunger suppressant. So you have Pediasure drinks, which is essentially
also I get starving thing at dinner, and I eat at least the whole meal most nights.
So lots of children that are on ADHD medication have hunger suppression. And that means that they might need a supplementary drink like Pediasure or Ensure.
The chocolate is absolutely disgusting. It clumps up and it's bleh. The strawberry is okay. The side effects of Pediasure include ruining all flavoured milks.
So you're on Rubifen, what does Rubifen do? Do you know?
I have no idea what medicine does except Pediasure and the nighttime medicine. One of my medicines helps me control some of the bad trait of ADHD and helps me concentrate for school, and the other one stops me from getting so nervous.
Yeah, so you take Rubifen for ADHD to stop to allow you to concentrate a bit better at school, and you take fluoxetine, which is
also one
anti-anxiety medication.
Also, one of them makes me not sleepy at all.
Yeah, and there's another side effect of Rubifen is that it stops children being sleepy.
The anxiety medicine I started having when I was 7 or 8, right? That was the first one I took every day.
Yeah, so you took the fluoxetine, and that helps with your anxiety. And
Some of my friends ask how it is taking medicine every single day, and if it's bad, if I don't like it. And honestly, I have nothing to compare it to. I don't remember what it's like not having medicine every single day. That might sound sad, but it's just my normal, and I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, and lots of people take medicine. Lots of adults take medicine. And if you need to take medicine, you should take your medicine because it can really help.
Your health matters, no matter how gross medicine is.
All right, Caroline, that has been a very good conversation.
Bye-bye, people.
It's not quite time to say goodbye yet. We're just going to finish off. And have you got last things you want to say to children that are living with ADHD and other neurodiversities?
It doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how you matter. Even if you're different, that different part of you is still part of you. You have to accept all of you to fully be happy. It doesn't matter if you need to take medicine, and if you have have to do extra stuff. You still matter. Your opinions are important. Your life is important. You still have the right to be happy.
Yeah, so we need to be accepting of everybody and how that
No
they
matter
are.
how different they are. If it's physical, mental, both, if it neither, you have to accept everyone. Even if it's hard, you have to try at least.
Yeah, and that is a very good message, is that we need to be accepting that people are different. Thank you, Caroline, for sharing your story and helping us all understand.
I have one thing last to say.
What is your last thing that you want to say?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to my side of how ADHD affects people. It means a lot to me that people actually want to hear my opinion.
And we do want to hear your opinion. You've reminded us that every child has strengths and challenges, and that we need
You have strength and weakness, but they're both important. They're both part of you.
But we need to listen to young people and children because...
We still matter.
Well, yes, but you've also got things that you can teach adults. Adults mustn't take it for granted that they know everything. We don't.
Yes, grown-ups might have been around for longer, but that doesn't mean they're smarter. Sure, they could be smarter in, like, math, science, all that stuff, but you have to listen to people to actually understand. You can't just listen to doctors say how the kids feel. You have to listen to the kids.
That's very much true. We really appreciate your honesty and courage and just being yourself today.
Thank you.
You're making a big difference to other children by speaking up.
Thank you. Bye.
Ka kite, everybody. This has been DPA's Notable Radio. ADHD, a child's perspective.
Bye.
Disabled Persons Assembly is Aotearoa, New Zealand's first pan-disability national organisation, providing system-level advocacy for all disabled people. Membership is free for individuals. If you'd like to know more, visit our national website at www.dpa.org.nz or contact your local kaituitui or community connector, Amy Taylor, at kaituitui.otipoti@dpa.org.nz. Disabled Persons Assembly, a whole new attitude.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.